Good morning everyone, I hope you're doing okay. We're back to Monday. We've got quite a busy calendar this week. We've got the Bank of Canada interest rate decision and we've got NFP, and we've also got lots of data in between, so do be careful as usual. However, we are risk on, which we predicted last week would happen. I was pretty confident on Thursday we would flip over. So green, 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 and then a green on the VIX as well. So that's quite a good indication for risk. Note that they've actually shorted gold quite a lot, so that's why gold's going up. And there's a little bit of bunching up of the bubbles there, but that's fine. Aussie is strongest on the small time frames and on the H4. Dollar is really on holiday mode currently, and it's losing its seat to CAD. So like I said on Friday, the dollar CAD could be a good short if you're looking at a long-term positional play, where maybe you reduce your size dramatically and you'd probably widen your stops, and so that could be a UC, a dollar CAD short in play based on the monthly divergence. So that's it. We're risk on, so I guess there's not much need for the USD, I suppose you could probably say. Quasidb is out of bonk. Dollar yen is inversely correlating with US 500 at 65% probability, so that's quite interesting. I think the dollar is just being a bit hammered currently, and that's why that's out of bonk. AJ and NJ have a good, okay, chance of correlation at 68% probability. Don't look at CAD yen or Swiss yen, and don't look at the pound yen either. So that's a little bit out of bonk, so it might just be a Monday thing. Bond yields are coming down, so that's a risk on indication. There's no inversion. This is maybe fairly close to inverting, but they're not currently at the moment. Ideally we'd want that down a little bit, you know, so we just track that line. So it's quite straightforward. And that's that. So lots of green on the indices. Euro pound is also green. There's the risk on, and then oil as well, so that could probably do well as well, and that feeds into CAD, a strong CAD. Okay, so dollar CAD could be a good short, but you'd have to look at your technicals. So lots of greens from the change from last week, so that's fine. There's the buy on gold. They shorted it like I showed you above on that bubble chart, up become a lot actually. It'll have been quite a nice trade. You just use the SSI against its 21 moving average, and that's how you get entry. It's quite straightforward. It's quite good as well. It's very powerful. S&P. The S&P, that needs to go up there, but that's fine. So that's like made a buy, and then they shorted it again. It makes sense they would sell it because there's lots of stuff going on that would cause them to be fearful. You know, whether or not that was China, Taiwan related, or this monkeypox, who knows, but they sold it in a very dramatic way, and then they sold it again. So it's a lot of capitulation, fear and worry and despair, and all those negative emotions are just moving the market. So that's what happened there. There must have been news related, something must have happened here, probably Fed maybe. And also we have to remember the QT starts on Wednesday. That's really important. So that's that. So hexagon is an unknown. We don't know what's going to happen here, but I assume they're going to continue to short it. So that S&P just needs to go up there. There's risk on, which, you know, we would have known about looking at the sentiment. No signal from the strong versus weak. That's fine. So we can see blocks of green are them getting punished, so that would be good and normal. So maybe the Kiwi isn't behaving so well, and the pound as well, because there's only two blocks. So that could probably reverse maybe on the pound. So it's actually a sell. So yeah, so that would make, yeah, that's interesting anyway. So we've got 63%. It's totally is fluctuating every minute. I think it's really quickly updating. See, the pound's got a low score and Kiwi's got a low score. Dollar's got a fairly decent score. And so that's that. So this just tells us if they're getting paid or they're getting punished. They should be getting punished. That's fine. SOC update, largest movers, the dollar CAD. So that was our signal on Friday. and that was actually quite a good signal. It netted us quite a bit of profit, so that's cool. Largest stop loss cluster was the euro yen in past tense because it got probed, and there's the stop loss cluster for the euro yen, and we just rocketed right through that liquidity, and there's a bunch of stops up here it's going to probe, and so this is why you want to get the FX as SI indicators and use that link, and you can use the Quasidb code, you know, and you get a massive savings. Without this FX as SI indicators, you wouldn't have visibility of where to target, and you can see all these retail stops just asking to be taken out, and so you can just look like, oh, that looks likely scenario, I'll target that, and look, boom. So with Aussie USD open now, I need to add it to the sheet, I've not done it yet, and we made a okay 24 pips last week. It's positive, it's, you know, it could be a lot worse, but remember we didn't have signals Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday as the technicals were not in place, so that's the reason we didn't get any signals for those 3 days, because it didn't satisfy the technical criteria, and that's that. So that's why we had like a low you know, a low metric there, but to be honest with you, it's better than hundreds of pips in negative. I'm quite happy with a positive outcome, to be honest with you, because you know, 2 weeks ago we were on the precipice of a crash on the markets, and you know, there's rumours about limit down and things like that, and you know, the circuit breakers coming into effect. I mean, that would have caused massive turbulence with our signals, and because we didn't quite, you know, we didn't go into a crash mode, but it looked like we were going to, we know we did okay, to be honest with you. It could be a lot worse. And that's it. I did the cut video now, and I won't waffle anymore. Just know that we're risk on, and maybe keep an eye on the VIX as well, because if the VIX keeps getting crushed, S&P is going to carry on, you know, on the fundamentals. So that's it. So I'll do the cut video, and have a good day, and I'll speak to you soon for that video.